Hello everyone, Shadefyre here, and welcome to some more of Stalker Gamma, the Anomaly mod pack. I've made some more progress since I did that first impressions video, probably another like 5 hours of just making money and upgrading my gear. So now I've switched out my SKS for a Mosin, which is about 2.5 times more powerful, but of course it is bolt action and only carries 5 rounds. It's not the best sniper, but it's kind of the only sniper I can make right now without expert tools. And then, in my other hand, I've got the KS-23, which is a ridiculous shotgun made with an anti-aircraft gun barrel back in the Soviet days. It's basically a huge shotgun. You know, it shoots big, I guess 23mm rounds, which is like 6-gauge shotgun shells. So this thing destroys mutants. It destroys stalkers too, to some extent, as long as they're not wearing a lot of armor. But again, it only carries 4 rounds in the tube, so it is rather limited. But today, I feel like I am geared out enough to head up north to get my next step in one of the main missions. Basically, I don't know why my map is locked in place. It won't let me scroll left or right. That's weird. The UI stuff gets broken sometimes. Usually, like, right-clicking fixes it. I don't actually know where the rest of the map is, come to think of it. But yeah, we're gonna head up north to the Call of Pripyat maps, because I have to... Well, let's do this here. I have to head up and meet Loki. Oh, there it is. Did I just not recognize it? Oh yeah, it's lower down than I thought. Because these are supposed to be basically on the other side of the CNPP, which is in the middle of the zone. These are kind of supposed to be up here, but for convenience sake, they are smushed in above the rest of the map. I have to head up there and talk to Loki. And that means going through the Red Forest, which is why I wanted to do this episode of us just kind of going through there, because that's a pretty nasty area. There's Monolith in there, there's all kinds of mutants, there's a lot of radiation, which I wouldn't have survived earlier, since, as I mentioned in the first impressions, radiation is a lot more of a threat in this mod pack than it is in default Anomaly, which is already a little more dangerous than default Stalker radiation. So before we go up there, we're going to go over here and do the other, like, main story, Living Legend, because I think the one for Loki is just the loner storyline. But we're going to go talk to Gatekeeper, and I assume that will trigger a Monolith attack. And I've already dealt with one attack from here before, where about 20 Monolith guys comes in, and Freedom is like, hey, I'll pay you if you go over there and kill them. And I barely survived that, but you get a lot if you can get through one of those, because, you know, then you've got a whole bunch of dead Freedom guys and some dead Monolith to loot. I'm gonna have to fix my leg before we go over there. But yeah, I stocked up on everything. You know, plenty of ammo, healing, anti-radiation. I brought a better gas mask to switch over to once we get into the Red Forest. So we should be good to make the trip. Now, I could have just paid a guide, but that wouldn't be very exciting, would it? And I'm gonna take some ibuprofen to fix my leg. Eat a snack on the way over, I guess. You do go through a lot of food and water in this mod, because basically all of the drugs will make you hungrier or thirstier or both. So you're constantly eating after healing yourself. I already hear a lot of gunfire. Okay, that's a Freedom guy. So yeah, the Mosin is my replacement for the SKS. Sadly, I can't get a better scope for it. I think you can only do this 3.5 times zoom scope. I'm getting radiated just standing here. But the upside is that this thing will punch through armor because it uses 3 different kinds of ammo, and they all have armor penetration. You've basically got regular rounds that I've noticed will drop most guys in one shot to the chest. Like, it'll put them into their bleed-out state. And then you have one with more armor-piercing, and then you have very armor-piercing rounds. So this thing is good for taking out stalkers. whereas the KS is my anti-mutant gun. I mean, I'll still use it on a stalker if they're up close, but this thing is a lot of fun to use. It's the only gun I've seen that will actually throw a person back when you shoot them with it. My duty buddy is already gunning down these dogs before they can get close. Oh, yeah, that one's gonna explode. I always, like, stop and look when I see a mutant get caught in one of those whirligigs. I just love seeing them blow up like that. That sounded like a hostile sound. Somebody up here? Okay, that's Gatekeeper. Why is he all the way up there? Usually he's supposed to be standing over there by the barrier where they fight off Monolith so they can't get any farther south. Of course, the barrier doesn't really make sense in Anomaly because you can just go through here. This is supposed to be like the only path from the Red Forest in the original game. And of course, in the original game, this area was called Red Forest, but here it's just called Radar. Because there's already a Red Forest, and that's the one from not Call of Pripyat, from Clear Sky. Alright, Gatekeeper. Gatekeeper, I've been following a stalker named S.T.A.L.K.E.R. Did he pass by a week or so ago? I've mentioned it before, I think, in the Anomaly video, but this game, more or less, is supposed to take place after all 3 other games. So it's got its story that, you know, takes into account the events of Call of Pripyat. S.T.A.L.K.E.R, I know him. We met a couple of times during our deep zone excursion. He actually came along a few days ago and asked me about the situation. Then he and his team helped us repel another Monolith incursion. We can usually manage on our own, but they really did a good job. Damn fanatics got slaughtered in record time. Alright, so you saw them cross the barrier then? Yes, that's right. They were armed with psi helmets to a man. For all I know, they might be scouring Lab X-19 for some sort of treasure. I wouldn't put it past them for sure. Damn, there's no way around it. I have to make it on my own there. Seems so. But if you got something to protect you from these psychic emissions, you could try to catch up with them, and even deactivate the Brain Scorcher, which has been turned back on since it was already disabled in the previous games. S.T.A.L.K.E.R achieved that on his own a few years ago. If you're so determined that you want to follow him to the north, you might manage as well, or return as a zombie, who knows. Thanks for the vote of confidence, Gatekeeper. Anyway, shh, do you hear that? The Monolith strikes again. Come with me. We have to fend them off or nobody will be going north anytime soon. Let's go. Alright, so yeah, here comes a bunch of Monolith, and I'm going to try to hang back because there are a few of them that have rocket launchers. So I think they don't show up until like the 2nd or 3rd wave. And they have some very powerful guns, so I don't want to go out in the open. We can get a little closer. There's a good rock to hide behind. Did they just kill them all already? Fuck me, I guess that wasn't a very good incursion. Also, there's a lot of freedom guys here right now. There wasn't this many when I was defending it before. So these guys tend to have some of the best weapons that you can steal off of them. This was my first upgrade from the stalker suit I started with, was I switched to a Monolith suit. Because it is surprisingly better despite looking less armored. What the fuck is this? It's a pretty fancy looking M4, I'll take that. Probably never use it, but I'll take it. Take all the ammo. I mean, hey, these are like basically freebie items. We didn't have to do anything. I guess I don't have to worry about weight too much because I have a companion with me, and that's pretty much the only reason I ever have companions with me. Nerd is the evidence of the professor's concern for his wards. This Saga version was purchased specifically for personnel. Is this a ecologist Saga? I wonder what's special about it, though. Because I've already got a custom Saga, you know, one of the Dushman mercenary Sagas. Does everything look really zoomed in now? Oh, I guess not. Alright, well that actually took a lot less time than I thought. I really thought we were going to get stuck here for a bit because of how long the last fight took me. I had to go through multiple saves before I finally survived the encounter. Usually I'd get killed by the rocket launchers at the end. Or one shot by, you know, one of the guy's armor-piercing weapons. AK-74M Beard. This AK, a kind of beard venom, not to be confused with his T. So Beard is one of the stalkers up north. So this is another custom model? Wait. Does not provide... Oh, okay. I thought I took a grenade launcher off this, and I was like, wait. But no. You know what? I'm going to give this to my buddy. They will equip whatever guns you throw in their inventory, but they won't keep them. In normal game, if you want to steal somebody's weapon, you can actually just basically drop a gun that's better than theirs, and they'll equip it, or not necessarily better, but more prioritized. They'll equip it, and then you can kill them and take their actual gun. But here, the stuff you give them stays in their inventory, so you can take it back. But they will equip it as long as they have it. So he took out the custom M4. I like that the scope and stuff reattached itself. Alright. Just take, you know, the most important stuff here. The thing is, the maps up north are cool, but I think they're a little too big for Anomaly because in Call of Pripyat there are a lot less stalkers, and everything's more spread out. So there's a lot less like random encounter type stuff with groups of stalkers. And that means there's a lot less missions you can grab from just random groups of stalkers. So you spend a lot more time running around up north without getting paid. But I think the pay is somewhat determined by how far apart missions are. So I think you get less jobs, but they pay better. Anyway, let's head over to the actual entrance to Red Forest, the one that leads up north. Actually, let's confirm that it leads up north. Jupiter. Yeah, okay. And Loki's over here in the train station. So yeah, we're going to make our way through the Red Forest, up into Jupiter, and then I think we'll maybe wrap up at Zaton. I was pretty sure I had a mission at Zaton. Oh, yeah, it's not marked on my map, though, because it's, I have to give a PDA to Nimble. So yeah, we're just going to have a little bit of an adventure through one of the more dangerous areas. The reason I decided to do this now, instead of just continuing to collect more money, is because most of the progression... Oh god, I forgot I ruined these binoculars. I always put that upgrade on, and then I can't see anything ever. But yeah, most of the progression at this point, I need expert tools in order to get, to make the like advanced kit or the heavy armor, or a better detector or backpack. So I'm going to head up north and hope that I get some stashes there because I need purple stashes specifically. As I think those are the only ones you'll find expert tools in. I think there's 3 tiers of stashes, but I could be wrong. If I can find them. It goes like white, like these ones here, green, and then I think purple. So I'm hoping the more dangerous areas will have purple stashes in them. Alright. Through the gate. Is this gate even here in Shadow of Chernobyl? I can't remember. I think this is just a cliff there. So like I said, this area is pretty nasty. But it's not very large. Like, it shouldn't take us too long to get through here. Alright, right off the bat, I'm going to throw on the better gas masks. I think there's a lot of radiation along this road, typically. And how much radiation protection is this? This is 35%, which is pretty good. Because my armor only has 11%. And this helmet has 2%. I have noticed that protection seems to be more significant now. Like, in the normal game, 35% really wouldn't be that much, but here, that makes a noticeable difference when you're taking radiation. Oh, something's coming at us. I think it's just a boar. Oh, fuck, it's a fracture. They gave these guys a massive speed boost, and I don't understand why. Like, they were just kind of a nuisance enemy before. Well, I think he died. Didn't even get to show you what he does. But yeah, they just, like, bolt around now with their big gangly arms. Probably gonna run into either a Chimera or a pseudo-giant in here. But I found that Chimeras are not actually much of a match for this KS-23, because I killed one in 2 shots. Okay, so we have a split in the path here. Basically, there's an outpost here next to the bridge that leads into Le Mans, and there is always a big group of Monolith here. So we're not going to go that way, because I don't really want to fight a big group of Monolith with just one guy as my buddy. Oh, there's a Burer. I don't really know how to kill Burers in this. It feels like they are better at shielding than they are in the base game. Because they can stop your bullets like that. And I had one that I just could not kill. He was, like, stuck in the ground. So he couldn't, like, come at me, but I just could not get him to stop blocking. I was pretty sure you're supposed to shoot them when they do the, like, shove. Like, he does that to pick stuff up, then he throws it at you, and he pushes his hands out. But he, like, instantly blocks. But yeah, they can telekinetically throw stuff at you like poltergeists. However, he can also shoot a flamethrower out of his hands, as I'm pretty sure he'll do if I get close. Never mind. That's what the KS-23 is good for. Oh, fuck. I think Monolith has spotted me, so let's get out of here before they come over here. What I was going to say is we're going to go around that and go through the actual forest. Oh, there's one right there. Good job. You dropped him right before I could get a shot off. Okay. Are those... That is the outpost, guys. Forget combat. Let's get some distance on them. I think they will probably follow me for a while. Because people don't tend to break off from fights in this game. I had one group of military where I had to attack their outpost in the Great Swamps, and then a mission happened, so I ran the fuck away to one of the nearby little towns that have a basement you can hide in for an emission, and they came out in the middle of the emission, somehow did not get killed by it, and just walked in and shot me in the face. I was not expecting it at all, so I was in my PDA at the time. Okay, so the radiation here is a little strong, so we're gonna pop one of these anti-rads. That should, between that and the gas mask, give me mostly immunity to the radiation here. And it lasts for a couple minutes, so... should get us through this patch of forest. Man, drinking all this vodka is making me thirsty. Alright, so far, so good. There's a stash up ahead. There's gonna be Monolith up here. Oh, actually, I have another one over there. So we're gonna have to go back, because there's kind of a wall here. So you gotta go down and around. Grab this stash first. If I can find it. These are usually the times that I get shot and one shot killed by like a Monolith or something. Is I'm just looking around with my PDA, you know, trying to find something, and then just one of the guys will follow me and zap me when I'm not looking. Is this thing in the fucking electro? Alright, someone's following us because he's getting into combat now. It's like here. It's probably this bush. Actually, no, there it is. Crappy shotgun. Crappy gun. Take the upgrades, though. Someone is, like, throwing grenades repeatedly at us from really far away. This area is also really hard to spot people because there's so much grass and bushes. Are you just shooting the fucking wall? They're on the other side. Oh. He's behind this tree. Oh, he's a master. That means he has really good armor. I think that was the visor on his helmet exploding. This tree is not bulletproof, as you might expect. But it's still better cover than standing out in the open. Where are these fuckers? My guy's still alive. He hasn't got hit yet. While they're shooting at him, it's a good time for me to move up. These are like high-rank monolith too. See, this is the problem with this area, is I find you can't fire your gun without that outpost of monolith coming after you. Like, even if you're over here in the woods, they will come running. And if you start killing them, the rest of them will come running. So, it almost feels like you have to fight that monolith outpost. It'd be better just to snipe them while they're in the open. Which, I feel like this is always my thought process when I come in here. I'm always thinking, oh, okay, I'll just avoid them. And then they start shooting at me. I'm like, oh, maybe I should pick them off. And then I spend the next 20 minutes trying to clear out that outpost. But I do think I could probably snipe them. Here we come. There we go. There's someone else over there pissing off the boar. Remember, too, that I cannot quick save unless there's a campfire nearby, or I have a daddy token, which we won't have for 178 seconds. That just basically makes it so you can only quick save every 5 minutes or so if there's no campfire. The problem with this group of monolith, too, is that there's, like, no cover right here. Guy was an expert, and now he is expertly dead. I think I heard a chimera leap on someone, too. Ugh, really? There's an invisible wall here? What? You want to hide behind the rocks? Take cover? Can't do that. Fuck me, it's just sliding me off. But yeah, there's like very little cover here unless you run all the way up to where they are. Which, with the better AI and more accurate AI in this mod pack, kind of just kills you. Like, they can outshoot you in sniping range with a worse gun. Also, maybe want to leave my helmet on until we deal with this. I wonder if I can just run through before they notice me. I think what we'll do... Oh, there's a Psy-Dog this time. So that was a fake copy that I just shot. Psy-Dogs are annoying with my current loadout because normally you just gun down a bunch of these copies until you find the real one. You know, it constantly spawns psychic clones. The psychic clones, however, do full damage, so it's not like they're not real. But it also seems to have wandered off or got killed by someone else. What I was going to say is that we're going to go the other way to the other objective first. And that way, if the monolith are following me, you know, they'll kind of be over here, out in the open. on the way back, or at least as in the open as they can be. Is that... Yep, that is chunks of something that ran into this. Possibly the Psydog. Alright. So we gotta loop around here. It looks like it's just before the big clearing, where there's usually a pseudo-giant. There's... Oh. There's a smoke monster. I don't know how to deal with these. I don't know if you can kill them. It's sort of like a poltergeist. I don't really know what it does differently, though. This is just a poltergeist. I don't... The dark one went back into that tunnel. Okay, yeah, that was a poltergeist, but I did see the shadow. I think it went into the tunnel. Oh, there it is. And it insta-killed me. Almost. So I've never seen those things before. I've only heard about them, and I don't really know what they do or if you can kill them. I don't know if it's basically like Siren from that Doom mod, where it's a cloud of death that you can delay but not kill. Oh boy. Hey look, the anomalies are different now. I think every time I reload that, it's essentially like reloading the area for the first time because we're at the entrance. Though there's always been this weird thing in Stalker where the time of day and weather seem to change randomly when you load a save. Like, it doesn't save the conditions of those. The annoying part, too, is that we were right at a campfire there. Fuck off, Corp. We were right at a campfire, that devilish encampment, so I could have saved there. But I was trying to find the smoke monster so that it couldn't just kill me. I hear a zombie or another fracture? Possibly the same fracture we kept seeing. It might have just followed us this time. Now let's check the map. Some zombies there. I don't even see a campfire on here. There's a stash over here, though. Alright, I love when he ducks my blows to do his overhead swing. Also, a poltergeist in this area is pretty useless because there's, like, not a lot of physics objects it can throw at you. How did I miss? I shot over his shoulder. I don't know what is going on out there. I think the Monolith guys have actually followed us. Take a look over the wall. Yep, there's one over there by the tree. Alright, hopefully the poltergeist doesn't ding me in the head with a corpse or something. It's down. This is actually not a bad place to ambush them when they come over here. Just peeking over the wall. Does sound like the main outpost is preoccupied with something. Zombie hand. Nothing. Alright, there's a stash here somewhere. It's like over this way. It's probably that log right there. SSP-99 bodysuit. That's an okay defense against, like, anomalies and stuff, but not really that useful to me. I got this Renegade Seva suit, which I didn't even know the Renegades had armor up to that tier, but it was in a stash, and it was better than my Monolith uniform, so switched out for that. This is not even worth breaking down, so we'll just throw it away. Gotta empty out the stash, since I don't think you can get stash info for the same one if it's not empty. What did I just see? Oh. It's fucking throwing the armor at me. I should have known. I don't think those have actual weight, though. Let's get real close to this thing. Poltergeists don't have any direct attacks. They can only throw stuff at you with their mind. So you can just run up to them and bully them. Can't tell if I'm hitting it. Usually it flashes when you shoot it. And when they die, they violently explode, so you can't even loot their corpse. Alright, I'm gonna tell him to ignore combat so that he hopefully disengages the monolith and gets over here. They don't always seem to listen to that when you tell them to get out of combat, though. Okay, now he's not in combat. But he's not getting any closer. Alright, whatever. If you're not going to follow me, I guess you can just distract them. Okay, there's a campfire up ahead. Actually, does this go to radar? Yeah, I could have come through there instead, after we cleared out that little monolith group. That smoke monster might still be around. I'm hoping that it stays inside the mine tunnel. Okay, the encampment's over here. I don't know why this is called Devilish Encampment either. Okay, there is the smoke monster. Can I kinda light this? Pretty sure I won't get the... Oh fuck, it's super radioactive here. I didn't notice. So when your radiation maxes out, you can't move, which is really kind of dumb, because it usually means that you just die. You know, your fate at that point is just to die, because you can't out-radiation that much radiation. Yeah, see, it's not going out of red. That's why I saved. Honestly, some of the radiation patches are really annoying because they're consistently mega high in useful places. Like, for example, the mercenary camp in Wild Territory, the area where their beds are, where you would spawn if you started a fresh mercenary campaign there, is always like max radiation. So anytime I have to go in there to save, I have to waste a bunch of radiation things as I'm running by. So let's move out of the way. I guess that's why it's Devilish Encampment. Because you think it's a safe place to camp, but it's actually super radioactive. Am I not going to get any info on that? Usually when you kill a mutant for the first time, it'll go into your PDA. Also, I'm still getting the audio thing. This is a bug, I think. Because I got this where... when I got close to a Burer, it plays this sound. And then, even after the Burer killed me and I reloaded my save, the sound was just non-stop playing. So I think I have to quit to the main menu and then load to get rid of this sound, which we're going to do, I guess, in a sec. Let's just get out of the open. Oh, actually, I think I know where these documents are. They're in the mine. Because I'm pretty sure I've done this mission before in a previous file. That's a pseudo-giant. I saw the big old foot. They're not too dangerous. They're very slow. But they can stun you in place with their ground slam. think I just shot my guy. Might be worth pulling out the, oh, I don't have any with me. I was gonna say the better ammo. I believe my duty man is dead. I actually don't know if jumping saves you from that. It still seems to stun you, but I don't think you take as much damage if you jump. Alright, not too bad. I like that they just have a giant extra foot next to their tail. These guys used to be people, by the way. Most of the human-ish looking mutants used to be people that were the subject of experiments. However, these zombies are not experiments. This is what happens to a stalker when their mind gets wiped by psychic phenomena. First, they start off as the zombies that just wander around shooting at you vaguely, but eventually, the radiation breaks them down so much that they just become mindless zombies trying to grab you before they die. Okay. So, that pseudo-giant actually kind of messed me up with those shockwaves. Broke a lot of my arms. So... oh, shit. It's very radioactive in here, too. Pop some anti-rads. Pop some actual anti-rads. And throw on the gas mask. And now we're very, very hungry from all that clearing the radiation from our blood. I thought I brought an MRE, but I think I ate it all. Alright. There should be... yeah, there's another campfire here, so we'll save here, quit out to the main menu, load back in. Should get rid of this psychic sound. Which, by the way, I'm pretty sure this is just the sound file from Penumbra when you're close to the save points, the whispering. It's probably just a stock sound effect. I'm sure it's been used in other stuff, but that's where I recognize it from. Alright, so quit. But yeah, I don't know what it is that causes that sound to keep playing even when you load a save. You have to, like, completely clear the cache of the game and load back in. And it only seems to happen if you don't directly kill the Bureau yourself, or if it kills you. If your encounter with the Bureau ends with anything except you killing the Bureau, then that sound effect will just get stuck playing. Okay. Now that that's dealt with, I need to get these documents over here. Apparently up on this hill. Please don't tell me I went the wrong way. I was pretty sure this part here was all inaccessible. Like, you can see the ridge line there. So I'm pretty sure this is underground, but I don't remember where the entrance to that mine is. I remember there's a somewhat significant mine tunnel. Might be over here. It has definitely been a long while since I played Clear Sky, so I don't remember these maps that well. I mean, I haven't played it since I did the LP, and that LP is, what, like 7 years old now? Ugh. I'm sliding down the hill into the anomaly. Oh boy, my health is not doing good. Oh, right. Because, oh, fuck, there's another poltergeist throwing bones at me. I got distracted by the radiation. There we go. Another pseudo-giant, goddamn. That's not good. I have to use a stim pack. Swing set anomaly. I think we need to cut through here. Good to know that pseudo-giants are not immune to whirligigs. They're not too heavy to get picked up. Is this it over here? I don't think I can get in that tunnel. That's probably just a mutant spawn point. Dark bank. Because if I'm remembering correctly, you have to go through that tunnel in clear sky. That sound is playing again. Oh, because there's a bureau. There's also that teleportation anomaly there. Ooh. There's the fire. Let's see you block this, you little fucking goblin. He blocked it. He also killed a bunch of other mutants. Okay. This is going about as rough as I expected. I knew we were going to run into some nasty mutants while we were here. And have to use a bunch of healing items. Which is why I stocked up on everything except actual food. Which means we're probably going to have to eat one of these mutants. Take this Bureau's soaked underwear. I'm pretty sure that Bureaus used to be stalkers, because they're wearing, like, the black trench coat. Like bandits wear. And they were captured and turned into more mutants. It's also really funny to me that a lot of the mutants you will find joints on. Like, hey, they may be all mutated and fucked up, but they still enjoy a good high. Such is life in the zone. Alright, yeah, there's nothing over here. If I'm remembering correctly, in clear sky, you have to jump into the anomaly over the tank and it teleports you to a different area. That tree is floating. I need to fix my head because my eyesight is very blurry now. So we'll pop another medkit, get myself up to full health, but that should also give me enough temp health to fix my head. And I can do that with, I think, antidote? There's one of these that will, as a side effect, also fix your head. So that should get rid of some of the blurriness. Okay, where the hell are we going? Obviously we need to go back, because this is a dead end. Is there any artifacts here? Should have been checking earlier for artifacts, because I brought a bunch of lead-lined containers. Essentially, the way artifacts work in this is that if you want them to be either valuable or useful, you have to collect a bunch of the same one and fuse them together, and it kind of charges them up. Which is tedious, but they also sell for way more money than they do in the vanilla game. Assuming you can sell them. I say that, I'm not sure because I haven't repaired one enough to try selling it, but you also can't sell armor and weapons in this, so I don't know if they've disabled you from selling artifacts. Alright, well, I don't have any other food on me right now, so we're gonna take a glucose shot. Stick that sugar straight in my blood. So I'm pretty sure that I missed a turn in the mine shaft. Or there's another mine shaft around here that I'm not seeing. is that ringing sound? Nothing in there. Well. Throw another save. I should probably loot my buddy, too, after he got trampled. He was carrying that fancy M4, after all. So, once again, my expectations have been shifted because I thought we were going to get stuck on the monolith in the checkpoint, and I thought we were going to breeze through the red forest pretty quick. Okay, there's a way... There's like a turn in here or something. Maybe there is just another mine shaft. Because there's one that has an area you can go down. And that's where we want to go. But I don't remember where that is. Might actually be in the other direction, come to think of it. Oh boy. Don't want to end up like those dogs. Or boars, or everything else we've seen explode. These are actually probably one of the easiest anomalies to not take damage from, though. Because, you know, as you just saw there, even if you get stuck in one, you can usually launch yourself out of it. Unless you're unlucky enough to be on a slope when you get sucked into it, because that seems to completely fuck you over. Alright, I'm gonna turn my headlamp off. I had it on just for that tiny tunnel. Which reminds me that the guy's body should be right in front. Let me just run through this anomaly field again. He should be like right here. So I think he got kicked by the pseudo giant. Unfortunately, there's no mini-map in Anomaly by default to, you know, see where all the corpse dots are. I think the PDA does that, but I'm not sure. Because I upgraded it and it says it keeps track of people you've killed, but I don't know if that means it literally only shows corpses you've killed. I think the next level of upgrade might actually show all dead bodies. You don't want to sprint headlong through a bush in an anomaly field, because there's a good chance there'll be an anomaly on the other side of it. The reason I'm not just chucking a whole bunch of bolts is because bolts are limited. Oh. He's shooting at me. It was a shotgun, so I'm not too worried. Is that just a man, like, sliding? That is just like... I think it's a zombie. Saw another one moving somewhere. And it sounds like Monolith are still hanging around the graveyard. I hear footsteps. Oh. Yeah, see? That's them sneaking up on you, where they just don't shoot until they're really close. Gotta heal. I don't know why I'm not sprinting. Oh, because my health is so low. So sometimes, if you're completely still like that, you can hear them sneaking up on you. And as soon as you look at them, they'll start shooting. Well, I did say I wanted them to follow me. I don't know where he is. If I get shot in the head wearing this gas mask, my head will pretty much explode. So, let's why I didn't want to put it on when Monolith was around. I see him. And 2 more behind him. There's that guy, but then there's one that's closer. Which, sucks to be him. Alright, one more. And he's doing me the favor of not taking cover. That's why he was a trainee. Experienced. I don't hear any more of them. Monolith are usually pretty good about letting you know that they're nearby, because you'll just hear them yelling about the Monolith. SKS Tactical? Is that a fancy SKS? It's got, like, fucking Picatinis on the side. Oh well, it's busted up. My health is still doing pretty bad. I got shot a lot. I'm gonna use a army medkit. Silencers are basically just easy money, so they're always worth taking off. And I could take the barrel, but I have too many 5.56 barrels already, so I don't think I need another one. Alright, one of them was back here. 2 of them are back here. There could still be more around, that's why I'm kind of a little worried. Medkit. He's got an artifact on him, I'll take that. This guy's got a bunch of shit attached to his AKM. I've yet to actually fix a gun that I could stick a grenade launcher on. I think that AK I was using before might have, but I didn't have a grenade launcher at the time. However, now I don't have anything I could stick it on. I probably will switch back to a rifle, like a, regular assault rifle at some point, because the KS is fun, but I don't think it's going to... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I don't think it's going to be effective in a higher concentration of enemy situation. Like, if I'm going to go after the Brain Scorcher, I'm going to want a rifle and not the shotgun. Because there's just too many Monolith there that you need to kill in rapid succession. Okay, where are we going? We are going the right way. I really don't know how to get here. I think the mine is around here. So maybe I could drop down and go through there. I'm not sure. But I think I know where it is. If I can find the mine, I know where it is. These are pretty much the only anomaly I can think of where you can run through them by throwing a bolt. Like, they are completely harmless after they activate. I think the burner anomalies work like that in the base game, where once they trigger, they can't damage you, but here they definitely will still kill you when they're burning. Alright, pop some more ibuprofen. Probably should have done that like a minute ago before that all ran out. Gonna have to pop more of this as well to fix my head, because I keep getting shot. Alright. Now we're a little dizzy, but mostly healthy. I'm also gonna make a daddy save here, because I have a token. And I imagine something bad will be over here. Okay, this is the graveyard. That is the straight way to go. So where the fuck is this mine shaft? I think it's over here. Really, the only reason I even remember this from Clear Sky is because I remember it being the only place you can get one of the 6-barrel grenade launchers. That is a member of Sin. Which is... I was really not sure. Do you have a fucking shield? He had like an anomaly shield. I've never seen that. I've never encountered a living member of Sin in this, but they are a faction that was cut from Shadow of Chernobyl that has their own kind of story chunk in this game. Merely holding this patch makes you feel slightly uneasy. Probably shouldn't stand here reading this one. There could be more of them. There is more of them. That was definitely a headshot. I heard the squish. Hope those Monolith guys behind me don't come over here right now. The guy came around the corner like, what the fuck's going on over here? I don't think they know I'm here. Or they don't know where I am because I'm too far away. Well, the good news is, this is pretty much a shooting gallery at this distance. Bad news is there's no cover if they get closer. Unfortunately, I don't think you can use bodies as cover. I want to look at his armor, though. He's not even wearing any. Or, he didn't drop it. They don't always let you take the armor off of guys like this. It's like a random chance of their armor actually showing up in their inventory. Alright, well, unfortunately, the documents I need seem to be guarded by Sin. We need to go down lower and then double back, I think. Or we could just fall through the ground here into a bunch of anomalies. Is that a shadow or was that the actual guy? Okay, I saw a flashlight, so someone's coming over here. Or he's just standing there waiting for me to come around the corner. They will do that sometimes if they know you're there. They'll just crouch there and wait for you to walk close. Oh yeah, now they know I'm here. And that was not a shadow, that actually was the man. Clearly, these guys are more of a problem because of their fucking energy shields. I'm gonna put the big AP rounds in. I don't know if that'll make a difference with their artifact shield or whatever. What? Holy fuck, these guys are resistant. Yeah, I've never encountered Sin before, so this is entirely new to me that they have anomaly shields. Which could be a problem with Stalker's style of combat, because usually it's all about seeing someone before they see you and downing them in one good shot. Or 2 shots, or whatever. And if you are in a regular firefight where they're shooting back at you, you pop out, unload a couple rounds into their chest, and that usually is enough. Or the head. I mean, obviously you always want to go for headshots, but sometimes the chest is enough with the right kind of armor penetration. Running low on bandages already. This is not a main mission to get these documents. This is something the ecologist asked me to do, but they better fucking pay well for this. I would normally say that maybe my best chance is just to run up to the entrance before they get around the corner and gun down as many as I can while they're still surprised, but that doesn't really work when they have energy shields that makes them survive, you know. Fuck. I fell between the goddamn gap. Alright, well, we're kind of down where we need to be. Nope, not even close. What is that? It's just a radio, isn't it? I thought that was like some kind of scanner or something. Okay, it's kind of hard to get out of this anomaly. I think there was a ladder. There's a ladder there. You might notice it's too high for you to jump to. There's another ladder. This area looks very kind of metro. I guess just because it's a stone underground area, which you don't see a lot of in Stalker. Aside from the X labs, which aren't really very industrial looking. That's not true. They're actually pretty industrial looking, come to think of it. So, please don't start like shooting down at me. Yes. This is a dead end if I remember correctly. It's definitely a dead end now. I know there's a way to get out of here, but I remember getting stuck down there before when I was trying to get the artifacts from that anomaly. This is a bad situation. Maybe I will just forget about this for now. We'll say that Sin is something for me to approach a little later, because we still have to get across the big map, though we might have to cut out the Zaton step at this point, because it's already been an hour. Zombie. Probably killed by Monolith. Like I said, there is a small Monolith outpost here. I mean, not a lot of these locations have, like, fixed enemies at them. It is possible that a different group of stalkers came through here and cleared out the Monolith for now, but it's more of a commonality thing. Most of the time, Monolith have this position here, which is weird because there's a non-Monolith guy in that building, like an important NPC. So I don't know why he's, like, surrounded by Monolith all the time. Okay, there seems to be nobody here right now. That just means I can't see them. What I would like to do, if there is no one immediately around, is cook up some mutant meat quickly. So you can make regular mutant meat, where you just cook it, but you can see it gives you radiation. If you cook it using some of your water, it gives you less radiation, and it fills you up more. And yes, you can just cook a fucking snork hand. That's literally just like a human hand. Yeah, most zoners consider eating snork's meat cannibalistic and immoral. It's also not very filling. Unsurprisingly, there's not a lot of good, you know, meat on a human hand. So I brought some fat bacon so I could cook that up. Deal with my hunger. Cooking is another one of those things that I didn't bother with in Anomaly because it's like, okay, you can make a bunch of meat, all of it's irradiated all the time, so it doesn't seem that useful. Why do I feel like I'm permanently zoomed in? But part of that was also because you needed a cooking kit, which is heavy, and then you also needed like charcoal or firewood to light the cooking kit, which is also heavy. Okay, Duty's over here. Duty's got it covered for now. Boys, Sure, I'll kill some bandits. What are you wearing? Never seen one of those red visored helmets. Though I think even default Anomaly had a lot more faction armors because you could play as every faction. So, you know, they have some faction recolors of existing armors. As well as stuff like the armor I'm wearing now, the Renegade Seva suit. Because the Renegades were a pretty non-faction in Clear Sky. They're basically just tutorial bandits who are not allied with the actual bandits, solely so that you could theoretically join the bandits later in the game without pissing them off by killing them in a tutorial. I think that's the only reason that the Renegades faction originally existed. Because the Great Swamp needed like a tutorial version of the whole warfare system that Clear Sky had, the faction wars, which of course was the worst part of Clear Sky, but it's still in this game technically. There's a separate mode you can play called Warfare that is all focused on that, and I don't think anyone plays it because it's kind of the worst part of Clear Sky. Okay, so here we are in Jupiter. The helipad. Thankfully, I don't think there's any mines around here. But this whole area past this fence is mined in Call of Pripyat. So, not 100% on that. The signs are still there, telling you that there's mines. Oh, fuck me. There's no cover here at all. I'm just standing in the open. Okay, it's a bandit. I mean, that's kind of shitty. You come out of a loading zone and there's just a fucking guy and nowhere to hide from him. I didn't expect him to be there because there's not really anything around here for them to hang out at. He must have been going for the loading zone. So much for not being a very populated area. He's not already shooting at me. He's getting killed by a chimera. Which is good, because it means I can get up here where there's some actual cover. Yep, that's them calling for help. The chimera, I think, ran off in this direction. So the bandits must have just wandered over here while they were fighting it last time. Now they're getting attacked by a fracture. Alright, well, I'm not gonna bother with them if I can avoid it. That chimera's still here, though. The main reason they don't worry me that much is because they are one of the mutants that attacks primarily by leaping. So it'll kind of run in a circle around you and then try to leap at you, and you can sidestep that. And then it kind of has to back off before it can leap again. So, usually, that gives you time to sidestep and unload on it with a shotgun. I think it's stuck behind the fence. Now, the question is it going to come after me? Or can I just keep going? Yep, it is gonna come after me. He was trying to sneak up on me, little fucker. Someone is shooting at me, or the chimera, I'm not sure. Ooh, okay, that time he passed me. And he's down. Now I am definitely two in the open. think those are bandits down there by the shipping crates. It's one of the bandit bases in this area. I hear another chimera. See, at this range, I could actually lay down like this and probably pick them off. A lot of chimeras out today. That'll distract him. So Loki is, I believe, the freedom leader at the train station, which is over here. What's this? Collect fleshhide. This guy, I got that mission from him so long ago back in the regular area, and then he, like, immediately after I got it, transitioned over here. So I was like, well, guess I'm never doing that mission. Alright, let's swing clear of the bandit base and pop some more ibuprofen. Führer. Don't run all the way over here, man. I hate areas like this where you've got a known enemy behind you, but there's also another one coming at you. The Bureau seems to either being stuck or changed his mind. Maybe he was just running away from that flesh that was attacking him. Speaking of flesh, let's have a snack. "65 microsieverts is not really a concerning amount of radiation. You can see my bar didn't even go up at the bottom left. 65 microsieverts per second, however, that's a different story. Alright, the ecologist base is up over here. But yeah, the nice thing about these Call of Pripyat maps is they're huge, so there's a lot to do as you just wander around, unless you happen to be wanting to grab some missions, in which case, you pretty much only go to the couple of bases scattered around. I thought that was an ecologist, but that's just a zombie. Used to be an ecologist. I like, too, that the ecologist zombies pretty much are just like a skull face behind their glass visor. Like that one Stalker meme about, "There's an emission coming, Stalker," or blowout coming. When? Now. Okay, got a boar there. He might actually leave me alone. Sometimes they're good like that, and they won't chase you for the entire map. Sometimes they will chase you for the entire map. Alright, the ecologist bunker should be right here. It pretty much looks the same as the one in Yantar, because these are meant to be some kind of mobile lab that is dropped in by helicopters, you know, attached to those struts. So that's why they look more or less identical, though this one's kind of camouflaged. And I don't know why, because it's very clearly not effective camouflage. I'm not going back to wild territory for you, dude.
Ну, привет.
Pseudo-giant hide, I can probably do that. In fact, I've already done that. Probably the one we killed in the Red Forest. This guy wants a snork hand. Got one of those. Hey, let's explore as a team. Being friends with the faction means you can pretty much just... I did not think that's who I was talking to. They were literally inside of those guys.
Я тебя
I say being friends with a faction means you can pretty much just go up to any random group and be like, hey, want to come with me? And they'll say yes. And they don't get anything out of it. They don't cost money. They don't loot stuff unless you tell them to. They're just like there to be your buddies, which is a little overpowered. As the rank of the guys, and by extension their equipment, doesn't seem to affect whether they will agree to join you or not. It's not like you have to be a high rank for high rank guys to come with you. I feel like that would extend that system a little bit, so you can't just be like, oh, I'm a newbie, but I did some missions for duty, and now I can get an exosuit team to come with me, you know? Alright. The scientist bunker is just around the corner. Also, one of these guys is the one that I had a mission for. I think it's this guy. It's kind of convenient when you have a mission and you take the guy with you. You can turn it in as soon as it's done. Also, if a stalker who you have a mission for dies, you lose reputation, even though you have no control over whether they die or not. But if stalkers following you die, you don't take a reputation hit, and I feel like you should, you know? Kind of like, oh, everybody saw you with those guys, and then you came back and they weren't with you, so you should lose a little reputation with their faction, because otherwise, there's really no cost to just constantly having people with you and, like, getting them killed. I'm pretty sure you could even just get them killed intentionally and take their stuff. Like if they had a gun you wanted. Alright, here's Yanov Station. In Call of Pripyat, this is a area that's actually shared by Duty and Freedom, even though they are kind of mortal enemies. They have like a truce that you can potentially break if you want. Seriously? Fucking Offspring playing in the distance? It's okay, it's faint enough that I don't think I'll get claimed for it.
Привет, брат.
But yeah, the soundtrack on the radios is definitely not streamer friendly. Good thing I'm not a streamer. I don't know where Loki is.
Здорово, дружище.
He's back here? Are you Loki? You're Loki. Are you in charge here? That I am. Name's Loki, right hand of Lukash at the station. Loki, an interesting name like the Scandinavian deity. It is. That's what they called me in the early days, right around when the Brain Scorcher showed up. Those were crazy times. Could you tell me more about the events after the Scorcher? Sure. When the Scorcher was first shut down back in 2012, my squad launched a campaign towards the north. It went on for some time, going through different places. As the Chernobyl power plant loomed on the horizon, we decided to look for a place to set up camp and found this station while it was empty. Duty arrived soon after. We were duking it out when suddenly the mission struck. You must understand that getting zombified is a pretty shitty way to go, no matter who you are. So at great risk, I let Duty inside before the storm really got going. We called a building-wide truce, agreed to keeping all weapons holstered and knives sheathed inside the station. We'd still continue to harass each other outside of it, of course. And what happened to the Duty stationed here? Where are they now? That's not an easy question. Not long ago, a stalker by the name of Alexander appeared and helped these people here considerably. Man did a lot of good things. Thanks to him, everyone was maintaining a careful balance in this station. Faction tensions in the building were even starting to diffuse. That is, until the Monolith popped their ugly heads above ground again and started looking in our direction. I think Alexander is Alexander Degtaryev, the military stalker from Call of Pripyat. I can't remember what his first name is. I only remember Degtaryev. What happened next? Well, Colonel Shulga, the leader of the Dutiers that were here, decided he wasn't going to stand for cultists running freely across the zone again. He took as many men as he could, said, "Don't worry, we'll be back in time for drinks," and marched straight for Pripyat. The Brain Scorcher reactivated not too long after that, and we never saw them since. Was his sacrifice worth it? No. Do think of the risks I took when I first let his men in here all those years ago. These days they're probably taking their drinks alongside the brainwashed and the walking dead. Damn. I've come to see you. There are rumors that plans for a new weapon exist inside a secret lab within Chernobyl NPP. We must retrieve them from the Monolith if we are to stand a chance against them. I know how grave the risks are, but if you are willing to capture the documents, I will reward you well. I think he wants me to go into Jupiter plant. Search Monolith Control Center. Nope, he wants me to go straight to Pripyat. Right? Monolith Control Center. Yep, that is the... Not even Pripyat, that is the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, the last map of the original game. So I don't think I'm going to be ready to go there. Though conveniently, I don't have to walk back through the Red Forest to get back to the rest of the map. I can fast travel from here. Alright, well, we made it to Loki. We completed the main objective I was going after here. Even if we also ran into Sin and got kind of a bloody nose when I tried to complete that other objective. And this one allows me to go disable that, which I am more likely to be able to do. Oh, I didn't talk to Gatekeeper again. He would have told me to go up here anyway. So that I'll probably have to do before I do this, because the CNPP... I actually haven't been to the CNPP in Anomaly or Call of Chernobyl. You know, the lineage of sandbox versions of Stalker. I've never been up there, so I don't know how bad it is, but I assume there's going to be like 100 monolith there. Some guy wants his mail over in the outskirts of Pripyat. So yeah, I need to go to Zaton, which is the ship up here. I think that's Zaton. There's two ships. Oh, it's this one with the bed. Yeah, this is the other one that bandits hang out in. But we're not going to do that here. Oh. A mission? No. Background ambience. There's certain parts of the background ambience that sound like the start of an emission. That low, bassy sound. What I wanted to do before we wrap up is read a little bit about Sin, because I don't know much about them aside from they were originally going to more or less fill the role of Monolith. They're not even on my thing, but basically everybody hates Sin. Guide. Factions. Oh, you know what? It's not in here because I didn't actually shoot them before leaving. So I guess we won't know about Sin. What about the creature we ran into? Mutants? I think this trivia down here is actually because poltergeists in the older builds of Shadow of Chernobyl used to leave a corpse instead of exploding. I don't really know why they explode, if there's a practical reason why you can't get a corpse from them, but I'm not seeing any mention... Not seeing any mention of the shadow monster we ran into. What about this? Nope. I didn't even notice Gamma had a whole manual in here. That would have been helpful to know early on. But some of this is stuff that I've learned from the tooltips, which seem to be the same information. Anyway, thanks for joining me for a bit more Gamma, a bit more Stalker. It's always fun to play a Stalker game and talk about it, because I had planned to cover a lot more of the series by now than I have, but that Shadow of Chernobyl LP is still in the works. It is going to come. Probably before Stalker 2 eventually manages to come out. You know, that's obviously been pushed back because of the whole invasion of their country thing. So, until the next Stalker, you folks all take care.